Madam Web, she's not a super famous character from the comics, I guess. So when you heard that you're going to make her movie, how did you feel about portraying this character?
I thought it was quite exciting to take a character on the periphery, one that's probably marginalised really, that is just a very small part, and sort of interrogate her and investigate and figure out who she is. I found that really interesting, and the fact that she was lesser known in many ways made it liberating, and that was an exciting prospect.
This movie is set in 2003, and somehow I feel the tone of a 2000 movie or music video in a good way. So I'm wondering if you get inspirations from 2000 movies or music videos.
Well, I remember 2003 well, so I probably went to see the movies a lot in 2003, so that's probably imbued in me, the fact that I have, ingested so many of those films. But, my sort of research was quite eclectic in a way. I actually looked at things like Don't Look Now by Nick Rowe, back from the 70s, because I thought that was such a great psychological thriller, and even Heat, because they had that wonderful face-off between Pacino and De Niro, and I wanted our villain and heroine to have a face-off, so lots of inspiration along the way.
So I was really happy to hear some nostalgic songs like Destiny's Child.
Yep.
And tell us about your use of music, props, and more to recreate that era.
Well, I think 2003, the noughties, even the 90s, end of the 90s, had such a great sort of soundtrack, really. And it's a soundtrack that I remember, when I did partying too. And like Beyonce's Crazy in Love, to actually get that poster in, which was amazing. Everybody was listening to that. And it's sort of, I wanted to bring that spirit of the period, because it is period now. It's 20 years ago, terrifyingly to think about that, but it is 20 years ago. And there was a spirit, I think, about some of the songs at the time that sort of I wanted to infuse that into the film.
In this universe, in this franchise, what is the significance of this movie being set in the 2000? I mean, do you think she will return older in the future?
I think she has the potential to, and if she had clairvoyance, then I'd be able to answer that one.
Producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, he worked on his first Marvel movie with this one. He has a lot of experience in the Hollywood blockbuster movie. So what advice did he give you?
Oh, Lorenzo was fantastic. This is my first big studio movie, and I wanted to have a producer who had been around the block, as they say, and him with Transformers. He also was the studio exec that commissioned The Matrix, which I think is just such a wonderful film, and I did watch that a few times with this. He was able to he's like a calming influence, when things are coming at you, he's like, this is normal. You think, oh my God, this is crazy, and he's like, this is normal. And, he empowered me. He gave me the confidence that I could do it, and sort of left me alone in many ways, because he was like, you can handle it, but he was always there at the end of the phone if I needed him.
It was interesting to find some similarities to other Spider-Man movies. How aware were you that this film is a Spider-Man universe film?
Well, I think what I was always aware of is that, Madam Web unfortunately doesn't have her own comic. I mean, maybe that might change in the future. Again, if I had clairvoyance, I might be able to tell you that. But I think that, I wanted to honour the fact that she is born out of the Amazing Spider-Man comics, and I think there's a little nod to that.
This is your first futuristic movie as a director. What was your biggest challenge?
Oh, I think, it was not getting too terrified by it on a daily basis. It was taking it each day as it comes, and just approaching it and making sure that it was always about the characters and the narrative and the story, keeping that at the core and trying not to listen to the noise.
I want the sequel. And if you know anything about the plan for the future, what can you share with us today?
Oh, my plans for the future are, I actually only finished this movie last Friday, so I've come straight into press, so I'm going to take a vacation and then work on my clairvoyant skills to see if I can see what movie might be in the future.
And you also work for Jessica Jones and I Love the Show, so how did you apply what you learned from the show?
Oh, well, I feel very lucky to have done Jessica. She was a great foundation for this because, like Cassie, she's a little abrasive and lives on the margins of society. So, it was great to have that in my back pocket to refer to.
What was it like working with these amazing casts? I mean, did you hang out with them to get to know each other?
Oh, we did hang out a bit. I was definitely very busy, so we had quite a busy schedule, so we didn't get to hang out too much, but we certainly hung out on set. They're great fun, amazing, and each of them have brought so many wonderful things to the character. I couldn't be more lucky as a director. So nice to meet you. Thank you very much.